Hey guys, welcome back to another video. What I want to talk to you about this week is becoming a self-taught graphic designer in 2020. Now I know there's been tons of videos released and made about becoming a graphic designer in 2018, 2019, 2020, but I want to take a different approach and basically discuss the whole notion that you don't necessarily need a graphic design degree or professional qualifications, if you will, to become a graphic designer. Now, from a young age, you're always told you need to go to school, you need to go to college, you need to go to higher education, then you need to go to university and get the best grades you can, first class honours, things like that. And I just want to throw it out there. Obviously, it's just my opinion, but you don't necessarily need a degree or a sort of proper education to make it in graphic design, to become a graphic designer. Now, I went through the route of going to university and college and things like that, and even though it was an experience that I'll never forget, and I've met some tremendous friends, which is just so funny. And like I said, it was good time to be at university. However, when I've left university and gone into the real world, I've sort of heard people and employers talking about who they've employed in the past and what they look for and things like that. And to be fair, hardly any time it comes to the degree, it's always whether the work's on point, whether you've got good personality. Basically, how you come across in the interview will get you the job. So I want to talk to you about becoming a self-taught graphic designer in 2020 without having to go through higher education, university. Now, there's a great website at the moment out there called Creative Live. Now, it's a brilliant concept, and I wish I'd heard of it sooner, even while I was at university, because basically what it is, if you don't already know, it's a website you can go to, and they basically run courses online at various times throughout the day on different days. So basically you get to watch it all for free, live. So if you want to sit down and watch somebody doing typography, you can sit down and watch that. And then even if you miss it, you've got the option to purchase it as like a video or like some sort of course. Obviously, it's not going down the sort of government route of going to university and things like that, but you're basically taking it into your own hands. So you're basically watching these videos to get experience. So like I said, I've started watching it and downloading courses and stuff like that just to get better at certain things like portrait photography, which is a course that I've got at the moment, but I've not even started it yet, just too busy with everything else. So yeah, check it out, Creative Live, and it's a brilliant way to learn certain things. Like I said, you can just flick it on while you're doing something else and just watch the tutorial, like the videos of the tutorials, or you could specifically take a slot of time out of your day to sit down, focus on whatever video there is, and then just basically hone in on your skills that way. Another great resource which I've come across recently again is udemy.com. Now they run hundreds of online courses and they're pretty much cheap as chips. They're like, I think they're about £12 or something in the UK. I'm not too sure what it's in America, but obviously £12 in the UK is pretty cheap. So that's a great resource as well for if you're wanting to learn certain things, run through the motions, basically pretend you're in a class, if you will. However, you can go at your own speed, you can replay stuff, you can pause it, you can have a think about it. It's just a brilliant tool, and like I said, another website. Again, you've got to pay for the courses straight away, so there's no like freebies, free videos or anything like that, as like there is on Creative Live. But for £12, it's just a fantastic resource to learn certain things. You can type in graphic design fundamentals, Illustrator, Photoshop, photography. If there's something on there you want to learn, it's going to have it. So check it out. I highly recommend it. It's just fantastic. And obviously, YouTube, what you're watching this on now, this is a fantastic platform for videos, learning stuff. If you've got a query, you can put a comment, somebody will comment back. It's like a proper community for basically anyone. I know it covers the whole world of different videos and topics, but for graphic design, it's really taken off over the last few years, and there's more and more people doing graphic design tutorials. Obviously, in my first video, I think it is, there was a graphic designer I referenced to called Dansky, aka Daniel White. He's got some crazy ass tutorials out there, and I mean, I follow him and I'm looking at what he's creating now, and he's coming up with some really fantastic, really good Photoshop tutorials on how you use compositions and composite various things into one image, and he does XD tutorials. I mean, it's just, go and check him out. If you're on YouTube, obviously watching this video, type in Dansky, and no doubt you'll get some brilliant insights and tutorials all for free. Another person who I've got to recommend is Will Patterson. I've been following him and watching his videos for 4 to 5 years, and he's a perfect example of how you don't need to go to university, have a higher education, do all that kind of stuff to become a great graphic designer. Obviously, if you watch some of his videos, he does reference to it sometimes about him not going to university. He's just learned everything himself. He's a hand letterer, logo designer, and some of his work is, again, truly amazing, and I would check it out. I would tell you to check it out. So yeah, I mean, there is tons of resources out there. Another one is books. Like, just pick up a book, buy a book off Amazon, like a couple of quid, you type in something, you get a book. Like, it's all out there now. I don't know if universities, especially in the creative world, will carry on and continue, because people are learning it themselves. There's crafting, people are learning craft on their own, they're setting up Etsy shops and just doing it themselves through watching YouTube, doing courses in their own time, not being tied down to sitting in a classroom for 5-6 hours and having to answer questions you might not be comfortable with. You can do it at your own time, learn, and then Bob's your uncle. You're a graphic designer and you're creating all this great work. You can get freelance clients, you can go and get interviews, because like I said, as long as you've got some work, portfolio work, and it's great, and you come across in a really good manner, and you're polite, and basically you shine as a person, like with your personality and stuff, like that, you get a job. Like, I don't know why everyone's still thinking you need to be a graphic designer, you need to go to university to be a graphic designer, you need to get a first class honours, otherwise nobody will employ you. And I mean, maybe that's true for these high-end agencies like Pentagram, like North in Manchester, I think that's what it's called. If it's not, I'll write it up here somewhere. But like I said, unless you're going for these high-end prestigious companies, I generally don't think having a degree or going to university to learn it is the way forward. Videos, YouTube, books, online courses that people are providing who have been through what you're wanting to go through, i.e., they've struggled, they know what people want and the tutorials that people are asking for, and they're just creating them for everyone. And basically, that's all it is. I don't really know what else to say apart from, if you want to learn graphic design, just go and Google it, get on YouTube, learn it. I know you've got to get the programs and things like that, but with a few quid saving up and things like that, Adobe's on a month-to-month basis, or like I've done a video before, don't know why I'm pointing there. I've done a video before on Affinity Designer by a company called Serif, who are sort of rivaling Adobe in the creative industry. So, I mean, they're relatively inexpensive too. They're about £48 in the UK to buy the whole program. So if you are starting out and you want to just learn the fundamentals, hierarchy and all that kind of stuff, just buy Affinity Designer, and then once you feel confident enough you're going to be using it more, you can invest in Adobe Illustrator. But like I've said in my previous video, I think as soon as Serif, who created Affinity Designer, sort out some of the bugs that we don't like, then I think it'll be a brilliant program for every creative to use. So I'm going to leave it there. I know it's been a bit of a waffle, but I hope you've stuck with me to this point. If you've liked the video, let me know below in the comments and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't liked the video, still comment below, give me a thumbs down. I know I don't really want a thumbs down, but I want to see what you guys are thinking about all these videos. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Tune in for the next one, and I will see you.